So have y'all ever seen that movie Underworld? There's this actor named Kate Beckinsale who wears these leather rubber pants, and just it's a good movie if you don't mind violence or subject content of an evil nature. But there's a particular scene about 2/3, I think it's just before the third act, where she awakens the vampire, the old vampires, to have some sort of a leadership scenario or whatever. And this video is a mild attempt at that towards Sned. Sned, you will be my vampire that I'm trying to raise from the dead. Now, not to say that you're some sort of a bloodsucker, so maybe this analogy of mine is stupid and doesn't work, but I'm going to rip off your title. That should get your attention. I'm going to reference the UK Daily Mail, which my understanding is you're in the UK. So that's two. Perhaps three will be the subject matter, and we can really rock and roll on this. And the subject matter may actually involve Bonnet Mom, because she's a pundit of social media awareness. Now, Shafe, a couple days ago, shared with me an article from the UK Daily Mail, and it involved Tucker Carlson, the Fox op-ed monologue guy who got fired. He was recently a guest on the Adam Carolla show, I believe it, from August 30th. Among many, many things that he said, towards the beginning of it, he referenced to this story from way on back in the day, maybe circa 2007, 2008, where a guy named Larry Sinclair claimed that he smoked crack and had sex with Barack Obama, who then was running for president. And then I think originally when he first came out, Barack Obama was a senator. And Carlson goes on to say that the Obama campaign stated that if anyone in the media were to release that information, then they would be denied access to the administration. So the story was squashed. You never really heard anything of it. And the point that Tucker Carlson was making in the entirety of the podcast just had to do with the freedom of social media to actually say anything, or what's restricted and what influences the social, I want to say zeitgeist, what influences the social perception of events or political campaigns. A more modern example would be, would the Hunter Biden laptop being released have an effect? Would it have had an effect on the election between Trump and Biden? I would say it would have some sort of an impact, because you have the buzzword of Biden laptop. I mean, people, to me, I think on a macro level, seem to pick up on singular words, and a populist like Trump really is good at keying in on those. So you got Biden, Biden, Biden. You're going to associate one Biden with another Biden. Like, who's the Biden in there? And then, did this Biden have dealings with Ukraine? And now we're being involved in Ukraine. And the whole thing, it must and can have an influence on the outcome to one degree or another. You know, maybe not enough to change the outcome, but certainly have an influence. You're going to get some people that are middle of the road that would take that subject and be swayed one degree or another, perhaps. And then the media can then use that one degree or another, even though that it doesn't change the overall outcome, and say it's influenced, it's changed. And we use the term influenced, and we think of influence as like a alien effect, an alien interloper. I don't know if it makes media for the better, because if you take the rest of what Tucker Carlson was talking to Adam Carolla about, he would take various subjects, and each subject that he touched on, I was able to see or observe, and maybe it's my own filter that I'm putting through, that everything that he processed was through the Tucker Carlson right-leaning pro-Trump filter. So your default is that right-wing conservatism is correct. Donald Trump is correct. So you bounce those theories off of that foundational premise, and then that's what you get. True freedom would be, okay, yes, you do that, but you also do the contrary. So why does one side get to be correct and not the other in that case? Just a thought. But they are interesting times, and one of the things that Tucker Carlson pointed out that I do agree with is, as annoying as that is, internet-wise, this is a turn for the better. Opinions need to be expressed, and stories shouldn't be squelched, because you can use opinion or alleged, you can weaponize that and not allow it, and control an official narrative, and really, really make the wrong things happen in some cases. I'm interested in what the group thinks on this, and if you've observed the same thing, or it's something we've discussed in the past, but I think Tucker Carlson is an interesting example, because he went off of I know Fox doesn't like to claim that they're mainstream media, but they're definitely mainstream media. He sort of rose from the ashes like a phoenix with whatever this X program that he's on, and then Twitter. I'd also like to say in closing, something that Carlson pointed out in his interview with Trump. He told Carolla about this. When Trump gets flustered is when he's like at his worst, like he becomes less eloquent, can't express his ideas as well. So Carlson, during the interview, did his utmost to keep President Trump comfortable so that he could articulate as clear as possible what his end goals were. I dig that. But to take a slap-handed retort to that is, if you want to be the person with the highest level of job in the world, arguably, shouldn't you be the type of person that remains articulate even in the face of adversity? It's scary, some of the stuff that I saw from either camp. You see it a lot from Biden too. Like you really feel like just bubbling underneath is this 70-something-year-old man just wants to say, because I said so. I don't know. I just because I said so. That shit's old, man. Shit's old hat. All right. Catch y'all later.